Hello there, and welcome to the HI European Market Neutral video for the month of June 2021. This was quite an interesting month in markets, really. There was quite a significant inflation-led wobble in the middle of the month, and there was quite a lot more volatility. In the end, indices ended up positive, and actually the fund had a small positive month too, so we're reasonably satisfied. But it was actually a very broad range of different factors that worked and sometimes didn't work for us. We had some really good wins across the portfolio. I think a standout was taking part in the Bike24 IPO that did well for us. So did some good pre-IPO research. And there's a heck of a lot of e-commerce IPOs out there at the moment, and you really do need to sort the good from the bad, in that there's quite a lot of companies that I think are probably fairly ordinary companies taking advantage of the pandemic boost in e-commerce, but they might not be good companies in a few years' time. And I think Bike24 is the right sort of niche online retailer that suits being a public company and has got good long-term potential. So good to see get a reasonable position in that, and that's also made a good start. We had a number of other wins in other parts of the portfolio. We did well, for example, in Draper Esprit, which is a PE company. I think generally there was a bit of a growthy bias to what worked well for us. Future in the UK as well, which is the magazine's publisher. So quite a broad range. Teleperformance again in Europe, another performance. So if there was a theme, it was some of that growthy stuff came back into vogue a little bit more. Slightly at the expense of value. I think in the UK particularly, some of the value winners and domestic stuff rolled over a bit. I think probably a pause for breath in the UK after a good run. In Europe, perhaps that was a bit more marked. And as we've seen a different shape in European markets. Anyway, so the balance of UK and Europe worked pretty well for us actually overall in the month. We had some excellent shorts. Our shorts were pretty much focused on travel. It's been a pretty horrible month for the travel industry, as we're seeing more and more change around requirements, registrations and regulations rather, particularly in the UK where it's a real on-off-on, and there's a bit of an EU-UK thing going on about travel, pretty unhelpful. So we had some good travel shorts. TUI stands out there, but also On the Beach, also another good short in the month for the fund. On the Beach being an online travel agent in the UK, specialising in people travelling to the Med. So good balance there, and that we had some good shorts there, which worked pretty well for us. Balancing out and probably doing better than some of our longs. So overall, good balance, good shift there. And I think that we go into the summer conscious that that's a bit of an ongoing theme. The UK delayed its reopening by nearly a month, and we think the UK probably will reopen fairly normally. The current variant spread does not seem to be sending lots of people to hospital, which is thankfully a very good thing, and I think gives confidence that we will get that reopen. I think some of those things, some of that domestic stuff, which has been tougher this month, will probably recover in the UK. I think in Europe, we're taking that slightly more focused approach. Fewer stocks, slightly higher conviction, moving a little bit down the cap scale. And I think that's working really well. So the combination of SEB's UK strategy market neutral and Fred's European knowledge seems to have been going pretty well in the 6 or 7 weeks we've been working with them together like this. And, so it's good to get another good positive month in this month. I think we've got to be mindful of the typical summer lull. Over many years in markets, the summer is often a period where people slightly give up hope on markets, especially if they've been relatively good into the summer, and we quite often have a strong Q4 earnings season. I think if you look at a lot of companies this year, we had a very strong earnings season at the end of Q1, didn't we? And that was just companies recovering quicker than very low expectations set at the back end of last year. That upgrade cycle is going to get a bit more difficult. We've got input cost inflation, both materials and labour. How much of that can we pass on? So I think a summer lull between numbers is perhaps not surprising. And as we come into Q4, a recognition of where we've got to will no doubt dictate market direction into the year end. So, we've had a good half year in the strategy overall. The UK side's probably done a bit better than the European side. And we think that there's some good evidence that the European side can pick up with that slight change in strategy. And we'll look forward to delivering into the kind of positive territory into the second half for investors again. Thank you very much for your support. I hope you have time to have a good summer holiday. We'll keep working at the desk here for you and finding good investments for the strategy. Thank you.